This year's Ultra Unlock event is officially starting in Pokemon Go. And today, as always, I want to run through the whole event and some tips and tricks for it, so let's get into it. So the Ultra Unlock is going down September 10th at 10 a.m. to September 15th at 8 p.m. all local time. Bonuses during the event, we're going to, of course, have 4 times Catch XP, 4 times Catch Stardust, and Pokestops randomly will be turning gold, which will get you more items when spinning them, so the same bonuses as the original Paldea event. We'll also have the wild spawns for Hoppip, Houndour, Buizel, Fletchling, Sprigatito, Fuecoco, Quaxly, Lechonk, and the new Nimble and Pwami, as well as rare spawns for the new Frigibax. Do note as well, Hoppip, Houndour, Buizel, and Fletchling will all be shiny boosted during the event with a shiny rate of 1 in 125. 7-kilometer eggs during the event will be hatching Sprigatito, Fuecoco, Quaxly, and Lechonk. 1-star raids during the event will be unknown A, D, E, L, and P. 3-star raids will be Turtonator, Cleavor, and the new Bombardier. And 5-star raids in the Northern Hemisphere will be Celesteela, and in the Southern Hemisphere will be Kartana. And Mega raids, of course, still Mega Manectric. We'll also have some exclusive new avatar items you can purchase in the shop. Nimble will also be in Pokestop showcases from the 10th to the 13th, so definitely drop in your biggest Nimble to try to win those. As well as field research tasks that can get you in encounters with a Pwami, as well as a $5 paid timed research called I've Got Your Back, which you can go ahead and buy, required to complete some tasks, getting you 2 encounters with Pwami, a Pwami backpack avatar item, 3 rare candies, 1 incubator, 10 silver pineapple berries, 921 Stardust, and 9,210 XP. With the event details out of the way, let's get right into the tips, starting with, of course, what are the best wild spawns during the event, including the new Pokemon, and we're going to talk about their meta relevance. Starting with, of course, Hoppip, which evolves into Jumpluff. Jumpluff does see play in the Great League and some Great League limited metas. We also see Houndour in there, which evolves into Houndoom. Houndoom does have a mega form in the game right now, good to grind candies and a good IV in the wild right now. Fletchling's also in there, which evolves into Talonflame. Talonflame has been seen as a Great League and Ultra League Pokemon. Sprigatito's in there, which evolves into Meowscarada. Meowscarada is a good grass type raid attacker. Fuecoco's in there, which evolves into Skeledredge, which is going to be a good Great League and Ultra League Pokemon. Lechonk's in there, which the female version of Lechonk is a decent Great League Pokemon. That brings us into Nimble, the new Pokemon, which evolves into Lokix. Unfortunately, Lokix's stats are too low to make it a good raid attacker, so it will have no play there. And not having the greatest moveset for PvP, unfortunately, it won't be good, but maybe we'll have some play in some limited metas. We then have Pwami, which evolves all the way up into Pawmot. Pawmot will be a decent electric type raid attacker in the game, so you can definitely grab it for that. And then in PvP, this thing will just be a nuke machine. You can run this thing in the Great League, and when shields are down, this thing with the moveset of Spark, Close Combat, and Wild Charge will absolutely go off. However, by no means is it meta. This is just going to be a fun Pokemon to run. Next up, we have Frigibax, which evolves into its second stage, Arctobax. Arctobax in the Great League will actually be a pretty decent Pokemon with a very good moveset of Dragon Breath, Avalanche, and Dragon Claw. Being able to just put on a lot of pressure with Dragon Breath and Dragon Claw, as well as answer some of the new common threats like Gligar in the PvP metas. This thing will be pretty decent for the Great League. But also, Frigibax can go all the way up into Baxcalibur, which is going to be a strong Pokemon for the Master League with the exact same moveset. This thing seems about a 50% win ratio in all shield scenarios in the Master League, and is going to be a pretty strong, more budget option. But overall, definitely grab yourself a Baxcalibur for the Master League, and it'll be very good there. And if not, it'll be very good for the Master League Premier Cup as well. Baxcalibur will also be a very good Ice type raid attacker, being the #1 overall non-Shadow Ice type raid attacker, just behind Shadow Mamoswine and Shadow Weavile. That moves us on into the raids. What are the best raids during the event? Of course, starting off with the unknowns A, D, E, L, and P. It's been confirmed that the unknowns actually have a 1 in 64 shiny rate, so if you do want to still shiny hunt these, you can go ahead and go after it. But remember, at the end of the day, shiny unknowns, not very useful, and usually you end up spending a lot of money on just one of them, so I just prefer to wait till they're out in like GoFest or something. In the 3-star raids, we have Bombardier, which is going to be one of the new Pokemon here in Pokemon Go, working similar to the Pokemon Mandibuzz in the Great League and the Ultra League. And to be honest, this thing is not bad. With the moveset of Wing Attack, Fly, and Coverage with Payback, this thing has decent bulk, which allows it to handle a lot of the meta, specifically countering things like Medicham, which are very, very popular, any of the grass types and things like that. Although it will struggle against the new Carbink, it's still going to be pretty decent. Definitely grab yourself one for the Great League and the Ultra League if you can. I'm not sure if it's going to be from raids available for the Great League. I guess it would. But overall, that's another decent Pokemon. This event definitely has a lot better Pokemon than the first Paldea event. Then in the 5-star raids, of course, Kartana is the one to go after. That's going to be the #1 grass type raid attacker in the game. And the Mega raids, Mega Manectric, the #1 electric type raid attacking Mega in the game. The raids are much better this time around. That moves us on to the bonus, 4 times Catch XP and 4 times Catch Stardust. How do you maximize on these bonuses? First of all, speaking of Stardust, definitely go ahead and put on a Star Piece during this event to try to get even more Stardust. If you played the first part of the event, you know this event can get you so much Stardust. Just catch as many Pokemon as you can on a star piece to get Stardust. Also, if you've been stacking Pokemon like Sableye or Audino or other Pokemon in your field research task stack, definitely catch them then. Catching an Audino during this event will get you almost 10,000 Stardust. Just catching one. So if you can find one in the wild, you're in luck. Also, for getting XP, if you don't know when you hit an excellent throw, you get 1,000 XP. During 4 times catch XP, that's 4,000. With the lucky egg, that's 8,000. Hitting excellent throws during this event is the #1 way to get XP. You can literally hit level 40 by only hitting 2,500 excellent throws, which is absolutely insane. Hit them during this event. The other resource we need to talk about is going to be candy. How do you get a lot of candy during this event, especially for some of these new Pokemon like Frigibacks, which are going to be rare in the wild? #1, you can go ahead and use Pineapple Berries. Regular Pineapple Berries will multiply your catch candy by 2 and Silvers by 2.34. Definitely use those Pineapple Berries on any of those new Pokemon to start stocking up your candy. You can also Mega Evolve a Pokemon. If you don't know when you Mega Evolve or even Primal Evolve a Pokemon, you will get extra candy, XP, and XL candy for catching Pokemon that share a type with that Mega. What Pokemon should we Mega Evolve or Primal Evolve during this event? I would say either a Primal Groudon, which will get you extra candies for Hoppip, Houndour, Sprigatito, and Fuecoco, or a Primal Kyogre, which will get you extra candies for Buizel, Quaxly, or Pwami. In my opinion, those are the best Megas to go after. However, you could also Mega Evolve a Dragon type or an Ice type to get extra candies for Frigibacks, because that is a rare spawn during this event, so you do want to maximize your candies when catching those. Finally, what you can do is trade Pokemon. If you don't know, when you trade away a Pokemon, if the distance between those two Pokemon being traded is over 100 kilometers, you will get a guaranteed XL candy as well as an extra regular candy. Definitely save any of those new Paldean Pokemon, and specifically Frigibacks, and trade them away with distance Pokemon during this event or after this event. Frigibacks is going to be very hard to get candies for. You definitely want to save them and trade them to maximize your gains. Finally, that moves us into our last section, which is going to be our Platinum Medal tips. You need 35 Platinum Medals to go from level 48 to 49 in Pokemon Go. Which ones should you work on during this event? #1, of course, the type medals. If you have any of these, you need to complete, like the Kindler medal, catch all those Fuecocos, for example. We also have the Rising Star medal, defeat 150 species of Pokemon in raids. Take a look at the raid roster and raid any of the Pokemon you haven't raided before in the past. For example, Bombardier is a new Pokemon. Make sure you do at least one Bombardier raid to work on this medal, get an extra point towards it. We also, of course, have the Unknown medal, catch 28 unknowns. We also have the 5 unknowns in the raids. So if you haven't raided at least every single one of these unknowns once and caught them once, work on this because it requires you to catch all 28 letters of unknown. You can actually come into your Pokedex, into Johto, click on unknown, and it'll show you all the unknowns you have so you can figure out which ones you're still missing. Second last medal will be the Paldea medal. Register 30 Pokemon first discovered in the Paldea region in the Pokedex. Got all the new Paldean Pokemon. Make sure you get them in your Pokedex to work on this medal. And the final medal I'll mention is the Pilot medal. Earn 10 million kilometers across the distance of all Pokemon trades. You hatch any of the 7-kilometer eggs during the event. 7-kilometer eggs are received from your friends, and if your friends don't live right next door, those Pokemon are technically gotten from a far distance. For example, if I get an egg from Paris, I hatch it into a Fuecoco, I can go ahead and trade that Pokemon away to get extra points towards this medal, because the distance between the two Pokemon being traded will be far, since the Pokemon I'm trading away was hatched far away. And that is it, guys. That is my tips for the Ultra Unlock event in Pokemon Go. Let me know what you think of it. Definitely some better Paldean Pokemon to grab this time for your roster. Nothing game-breaking so far from Paldea, but it's been really cool to get these Pokemon, and we can stay tuned for probably many more Paldean Pokemon dropping during this season. Good luck. We'll see you in the next one. Follow for more tips. Peace.